Two friends meet up to drink some beers and talk about past times. Not yesterday, but long ago, it's scandals, wars and crimes. From Stalin's reign to Prohibition, Tudors, Pompey, Bush and NASA's mission, Edison's spoke, Genghis Khan's rise to victory. Forget your old teacher, it's time for Pint-Sized History.
Hi there, and welcome to the Pint-Sized History Podcast. I'm Zach.
And I'm Joe.
And we're back with another episode. But we have a really special announcement today. Our friends at Crate Brewery have given us the golden goods. They provided us with the Crate Brewery Soda Cocktails, their new line of lovely soft alcohol pop beverages.
Yes.
And I must tell you, they are absolutely fucking delightful. Well, I've got a... Was the swearing not necessary?
I don't know.
I've got the vodka raspberry yuzu, and as you always know, I've got to do a... taste test.
I want to do one myself.
Oh, that vodka, that raspberry, and that yuzu. It's actually really, really nice.
I'm quite excited. Zach's had like 6 of these already. I haven't had any. I've only just got them now. So this is my first ever taste of a Crate Brewery soda cocktail. I've gone for the gin, lemon, and koji. Let's find out.
Joe loves gin too.
I don't love gin. It's just one of my better spirits. Ooh.
It's pretty good, isn't
That's
it?
quite
it's
nice.
pretty nice, isn't
That's
it?
completely killing my hangover.
Likewise.
I actually quite like that. That's nice.
It's really good. And you can get it yourself at the Crate Brewery website, cratebrewery.com. And then when you type in at the checkout, pint size 15, that's PINTSIZED 15, you might find a little cheeky discount at checkout. So go get your hands on one of these lovely soda cocktails. By the way, you may have noticed if you're watching the visual podcast, but the studio has changed. We're no longer on those lovely grey casting couch sofas, and we're now on chairs in a professional environment, it looks like.
I know, I actually quite prefer it, I think. I like it.
I don't. I'm too close to you, and I don't like the proximity.
Well, they can't see that
It makes my autism go wild.
In fact, can you see if I put there you go. That's how close we are now. Before we get that looks so weird. Yeah, so that's what it was like. That's what if you're listening to the audio, you have no idea what's just happened. I'm so sorry. But
you basically just touch each other.
Yeah, we weren't able to do that before.
So go on YouTube. Check what we just did.
Yeah, go on YouTube. Give us another view on YouTube. So, do you know what we're talking about today?
Yes, because you've told me what we're talking about today.
Okay.
We're talking about.
So,
do you want me to say?
Yeah, well, yeah, might as well.
Spoilers again.
There's no spoilers.
We're talking about the Kims.
The Kims, yes.
The Kims.
The actual title for this will be The History of North Korea, because that's what okay.
Very different to the recent episode we just done on the Korean War.
It is, it is. But
Funny,
no, it is.
Because when you think about Korea and you think about the history, surely the most central, pivotal part of it is the Korean War.
No. Well, actually, I tell you what, no, you're probably right. It is probably the most. But at the same time, this is...
you can't get enough,
this
can you?
This is a different episode. Well, it was you that did the Korean War. I didn't get to touch that stuff myself. And pretty much everything you said went one ear and out the other. I'd forgotten almost.
You forgot I did the episode.
So I did. So we are going to have to touch on the Korean War again, only briefly though. But what I was more interested by was the fact that this is the first time that we're doing a country, a nation. And
you're right.
Because this is what I was planning on doing. Right, I was thinking I will tell the story through the 3 leaders, and while the 3 leaders of North Korea, since North Korea was incepted, are a family, basically, a grandfather, father, and son.
Yeah, Kim Il-sung, Kim Jong-Il, Kim Jong-un.
Yes, I was going to tell the story through their eyes, and although I do in some capacity, I thought that way I could level it as part 1 this person, part 2 whatever. But in reality, Kim Il-sung is a leader for about 50 years.
Kim Il-sung is a badass.
While the other 2 have only been in power for about 15. So I realised that actually the majority of the history of North Korea is about Kim Il-sung.
Yeah.
And so that's what the majority of
he
this will be
strikes
about.
me as a no nonsense, big dick in the vag man.
Yeah, I mean he is also a ruthless dictator.
Exactly. That's what kind of reforms it.
So I think yin and yang. Maybe don't give him so much.
But Joe, what is North Korea?
Well, North Korea is a country, right? And it's not South Korea. That's the South version. They're in the
They're
South.
not the same.
They're not the same. No.
Well, how did you know China and Japan are actually different countries?
That's such a good reference. I was going to get that. South Park's on my mind.
Oh, really?
Yeah. With all the Trump South Park episodes coming out as well, and also the fact that Kim Jong-Il is the center antagonist in the best movie ever, Team America World.
I think it's actually a bit of a shocking film, Team America.
What?
I don't think it's very good.
Oh my god!
I think unpopular opinion.
When did you watch it? When did you watch it last?
I watched it like 3 years ago.
No, you haven't.
And before that, I watched it like 10 years before that.
It was like 20 years ago.
I just think it's like...
It's so funny.
I just don't think it's stood the test of time well,
Mm,
and I think
I disagree.
also it's like their least imaginative humor. Like it's just racial stereotype the
I
entire way.
think
And I do love a bit of racial
I
stereotype.
think you've you've dropped the ball there.
No, I'm just saying,
Team America, I think, ages beautifully. I really do, because it's such a good piss take out of a dictator.
The one really funny bit is like the beginning bit at Paris, where like the
Yeah.
kids like singing "Alouette,"
Yeah.
It's like got an ice cream, turns around, and it's like a Taliban fighter.
I love that's my favorite bit of that opening scene is when the blonde guy in Team America he gets like, "Oh, get him!" and he like gets a rocket launcher out and he shoots it and it hits the Eiffel Tower and the whole Eiffel Tower comes crumbling down and the guy like, "Oh damn, I missed!" It's like no regard for the actual city itself. Anyway, getting a little bit off topic, but look, in my opinion, Team America is great because it does take the piss out of Kim Jong-Il, who I will say, out of the three of them, is by far the most ridiculous.
Yeah, the funniest.
And stupidest, and just easy to laugh at. That movie will always be a little golden bit for me.
Kim Jong-Il had, if I'm ranking the top three of them by aura, like it's got to be.
He's last.
Just for his like perception in like the media at the time. I think Kim Jong-Il is first. Even though it should be Kim Il-sung.
No, mate, that's so wrong.
He farmed some serious aura when he was alive.
He is the most wannabe aura farmer in the world. Like genuinely, he like some of the stuff I've found on Kim Jong-Il is fucking bizarre.
Did he do a Gaddafi and have like the Amazonian sexy guards?
He didn't do that. That's not what Gaddafi did. That's
Yeah, he had like
sick.
a bodyguard detail of like basically 6'2" big-breasted ladies. I think if I was a ruthless dictator, I would do something.
Yeah, you got to be cool.
Yeah.
You got to make it cool. That's what they all want to do. But then some of them just aren't able to do that. So like, I will get to Kim Jong Il later, but we'll start from the very beginning.
So you're walking through the history of North Korea.
Pretty much
through
the
a
entire
lens
history.
of
The entire history from
the
the moment
leaders
North
rule.
Korea is a thing to today.
Okay.
So you ready?
Yeah.
The great big history of North Korea. It is the most isolated country in the world, unsurprisingly, because we all know that. We know what North Korea is like. It has the most bizarre culture, especially when compared
right now,
to the
is it
other
more-
half of Korea. Go on.
Is it more isolated than Russia right now?
Yes.
You think?
Oh, yeah.
Right, has anyone trade with North Korea?
Yeah,
China.
Russia.
China and Russia.
Yeah, China and Russia have always been the predominant partners.
What
But
about
even they sometimes get closed off.
India?
No,
So North Korea doesn't trade with anyone except those
pretty
two.
much. Pretty much. I mean, it does trade, but very, very
sad,
little.
sad life, North Korea.
So, okay, here we go. In 1905, what's happened to Korea?
It's just been occupied by the Japanese.
Well done. Imperial Japan has taken over the entire country, and they are ruthless to
Makes
their
sense.
subjugates.
Not that they're ruthless.
Well,
that it is a
yeah.
occupied territory of Japan. It makes sense.
It's the
to me-
first place they'd go, right?
It makes sense to me that Korea is just a part of Greater Japan. You know?
Well, the end. Whoa! Wait, hold on. Are you trying to go like all imperial now? So
no, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm
the
not,
rising sun should rise again.
You always say you love a bit of Hirohito.
I just love the name. I don't
The
care
Empire of the Rising
about
Sun.
anything else.
What
about
unbelievable
Hirohito.
empire!
That's a
that
great
was.
name. Okay, so yeah, like I say, Japan is very ruthless to its subjugates, and all Korea yearns for is independence.
As you would.
And as is the case in many places throughout the early 20th century, lots of political movements rise up, including communism, as a way of, everyone's on edge. The world's about to head into two major wars. Everything's changing. They've seen Lenin. This is 1905. This is 1905, so I guess Lenin's about to happen. They see that happen, and they go like, to be fair, communist revolution. That does sound pretty good, actually. Now you mention it. Speaking of people that would be saying that, Kim Il-sung was born on the 15th of April, 1912. And I'd like you to remember that date, as it will come back later, near Pyongyang. He grew up in a Christian.
Love that name, Pyongyang.
Pyongyang, it's a great one. He grew up in a Christian household and one on the brink of poverty. His family fled into Manchuria, which is modern-day China, due to the Japanese occupation. And there he learnt fierce communist, anti-imperial, anti-Japanese ideas, right? Ideals. He became a guerrilla war leader in that region during World War II, and made a name for himself nationwide. When Japan surrendered at the end of World War II, America and the Soviet Union had troops liberating parts of Korea, the Soviets in the north and the Americans in the south. They're kind of arriving at the same time. They choose the 38th parallel as the line to separate these regions. Now, Korea didn't want to be separated, and I think that's one of the main issues of this situation between North and South Korea, is just the fact that, like so many places that were kind of small game players in a big game war, They kind of just have to deal with what the world throws at them. So, you know...
Oh, God, remind me, Joe, what other
Yeah.
episode have I covered where they were separated by a parallel?
I don't know, maybe the
The
Korean
Vietnam War.
Oh, Vietnam War, yeah.
Yeah. We go around the West and we swing our dicks around. We go, you're done. You're separated. It's over. What you had going, it was nice while it lasted. It's done now.
Exactly. It's a shame. I mean, look, these are global players. There's not much you can do but just be whisked off wherever they take you. But this is
Do you
kind
think that would happen now?
Yeah, of course.
You think so?
I do think so, yeah.
Just
Yeah, I know, you just dribbled all over yourself. I do think so, yeah. I think the world, if anything right now is being proven, might is right is the current word of the day. It's fine. You dribbled on yourself. No one's going to notice.
It's just so childish, isn't it?
There's no way I'm going to zoom in on that in the edit.
It's either like really elderly or like really childish to dribble on yourself.
Yeah. Well, no one saw, mate. You're fine. They chose the 38th parallel, as in America and the Soviets chose the 38th parallel to separate these regions. And I think that for both sides, reunification has been always on the mind. Always on the mind. It certainly has been for the North Korea. North Korea has always felt that the nation isn't itself until both countries are put together. And at the end of the day,
North Korea's a fucking shithole.
at the end of the day, it's such a bizarre. Well, yeah, but that's a slightly different argument. It is a really bizarre situation where you have two countries that are in today's world so different, and yet before the Soviets and the Americans came together and decided on this line, they were the same country, the exact same country. They spoke the same language, they ate the same food, they had the same stories, the same, famous faces. It was a country, and now
Korean food's very
it'd be like if the UK had been split at Birmingham.
Oh no!
And one...
oh, that's terrible.
Well, we'd probably get Birmingham.
Fuck.
Yeah. And suddenly all of the North is like a completely different place. Like, sure, they speak the same language, but it's more like American bastardized English than the Southern. And it's like all the culture is completely different.
You just have Len McCluskey, the RMT union rep, be the dictator of North England.
Yeah.
Is that reference lost on you?
No, I have no fucking clue what you're talking about. But,
Len McCluskey is the union leader of, I think, Unite or something. And he's like quite like influential. And it's just like, if that would be the case, it'd be like, I don't know, some Tory leader down south, Democratic leader, and then like a communist a trade union rep up north.
But that's what I honestly think. It's you can't comprehend how weird a situation that is when literally pretty much just a full lifetime ago, they were the same country and shared everything, shared the same ideals. So it is a really, really bizarre situation. And for that reason, I'm not surprised that they've always wanted reunification. Now, I think, is it too far gone? Is South Korea now going to think, do I even want to be part of a...
Yeah, I think South Koreans view the North Koreans as like scum. Like they're just.
I'm not sure that's true.
They're like shit on the shoe.
I don't think scum's way too strong.
It's the way Londoners view Birmingham people.
Yeah, that's different.
Brummies.
That's different. That's very different.
Because that makes more sense.
Yeah. No, I don't think they view them as scum. I just think that they feel sad. I think they feel saddened by the fact that there's so much ideological hate when there just shouldn't be. And North Koreans are brainwashed by propaganda in the sense that they believe that the South is a puppet, and I will talk about that later. That those poor South Koreans want to be rescued themselves. That's the party line. So you've got this bizarre situation where both... I think there's a lot less animosity between the people than you might suspect. I think the animosity is between the Kim family, basically, because they're scum.
The elites.
Right, here we go. So, basically, when America and the Soviets came together and chose the 38th parallel as the line, they now have two separate countries. Joseph Stalin needs a Korean leader to spearhead this new, exciting communist country. So he chose the local guerrilla war commie.
Guerrilla war commie?
Sorry.
You'll say again.
No, I got it. See, that works. They understand.
They're
not idiots. Why are you treating our audience like idiots? They know exactly what I mean.
Guerrilla war commie. I just think you phrased that really fucking poorly.
New sentence. That's a new sentence.
The Korea.
Man, I know it.
The Korea war.
Yeah, who's that?
Kim Il-sung.
Yeah, well done. And so North Korea was born. And this is its story. So Kim Il-sung is now the leader of his country at 33 years old. So not too far from you. Not too far from you, you old fuck.
You're older than me.
He would stay in power for 49 years in total, which is a long time.
How many years?
49.
49. It's a lifetime, isn't it?
It's a lifetime. And he got straight to work in 1945. He nationalised all the industries, he took back the farms and gave them to the people, Classic. And he even gave men and women completely equal workers' rights. North Korea...
Because he enslaved all of them. So you got to be fair
Well,
with it.
he did, but at this point, he hadn't yet. So in reality, this is kind of the communist utopia that you keep begging for. It's kind of this. North Korea boomed. Like, genuinely, their economy was better than South Korea's at this point.
Yes.
It was doing well.
God, I'm at attention.
The country
keep swinging me sweet praises.
The country ratified a constitution in 1948, naming themselves as the Democratic People's Republic of Korea (DPRK), which is what we know them as today.
We did, and I'm sorry to burst bubble, cover this in a full episode.
Yeah, I know. Let me get through this quickly so we can get to the juicy stuff.
Why don't you speed up? Speed up, please.
Well, don't talk
the audience have heard this once. They need to hear it twice.
So, all right.
You don't insult what I've told them.
Once I've got through this stuff, then we'll be off to La La Land. That'll be great. So listen, one of Kim Il-sung's main goals was to reunify the country. And entering 1950, there had been quite a few red W's. Do you know what those red W's are?
Like red flags, but red W's.
Red wins.
Red wins.
Commie wins.
No. I can't remember.
Okay, well, Mao Zedong has taken over China from those filthy
that's a big dub.
Taiwanese. That's a huge dub for the commies.
Filthy.
Sorry, Taiwan.
They are filthy, aren't they?
I love Taiwan.
Have you ever been to Taiwan?
And no, but I still love them. I haven't been to many
I
places.
filthy Taiwanese. They're the best.
They're the
best country in the world. There's no country better than Taiwan. They make advanced manufacturing super chips better than anyone.
No,
I better kill the joke there.
Killed that to death there. And the other big red win is that the Soviets in 1949 have
discovered the atom bomb.
Yes, tested their first atomic weapon. Which, another huge dub.
Split the atom. Because at that probably a better term for it.
Sure. At that point, the Americans are like, 1945, like, look at us, we're sick. A few years later, all of Asia's red, and they've got nukes.
As it should be.
It's pretty scary. Basically, my boy Kim is feeling randy, right? Because all these dubs are happening, and he's like, I want to get on with the action. I feel confident. I feel strong. The Chinese and the Soviets, by the way, are pumping money into the North Koreans. So he's like, fuck it, let's just go deep. Now, he goes deep into South Korea, and we have done an episode on this, so I'm not going to touch it. Also, a really boring conflict. I don't know why we did an episode on it to begin with.
Two episodes.
2 episodes. But basically, it's actually quite simple. North Korea do really well, and then the Americans are like, no, you can't do that. So they fly in, and they like spearhead a United Nations movement, and then they do so well that the Chinese are like, no, we can't be having that. That ain't right. So they come in, and then it basically, after a bunch of offences, gets right in the middle.
They've all listened to the fucking episode.
They
Joe.
haven't.
You don't need to fucking...
That's one of our least performing episodes. There's many people.
It doesn't matter. It's insulting to me. You have to repeat what I said in an episode.
Mate, that's going to happen. I'm honestly shocked that after 20 however episodes, this is the first time. Don't you think?
What? Sorry. The first time we mentioned something again.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, it has to happen at some point.
Because, Joe, I fucking respect you. And I respect what you say. I respect that you come here with an episode. And I don't shit on your fucking toes next second.
Mate,
I come in with your same episode
I tell you what,
and try to take your glory.
I just did Battle of Britain. And if you then decide to do, I'm going to do an episode.
Dunkirk.
I'm going to do an episode on the Blitz.
Yeah.
I'll be like, well, the Battle of Britain is connected to it. So I'm happy for you to talk about it because I'm not a fucking spiteful little child. So get over yourself and let me get through the Korean War, man. It's so dull. I don't want to talk about this conflict any longer than I have.
I actually can't believe we covered the Korean War so early. Like, it is, after researching it, I was like, this is the most boring fucking war ever.
We didn't know.
It is like so fucking dull. And then like, the only thing that made it fun is the fact that there's like so many counterattacks.
Yeah.
But like, even that is so fucking boring. It's still boring.
I think the problem was that it was a really interesting idea. Like this war that happened between the first war of the Cold War.
Korea's cool,
Korea's cool. Has all these little points, and neither of us knew anything about it. So I think we both went into it like, fuck it, this is going to be so cool. We get to learn about this. And then we came out the other side going,
that was dull. That was really dull. This is going to be our least watched episode.
I know. Was it? No, it wasn't.
No, only Nobunaga still. Go watch that. I really think.
Why do we keep doing Asian things and no one wants to listen to them? To Japan or Korea, and everyone goes,
"Oh." It's just proving that our audience are like highly xenophobic, specifically for Asia.
To be fair, I get it. I get it.
What do you mean?
If I was a fan,
you're right. You're right. Those Asians, got to have them.
If I was a fan, I would be clicking on the Nazis. I'd be clicking on Battle of Britain. I'd be clicking on D-Day. I don't think I'd be clicking on this straight away. I would after a while. I'm actually just alienating our entire audience. I'm so sorry.
We've got viewers like Singapore, in Japan,
that's true.
In
we
Korea.
do have listeners in Japan and stuff.
And I'm really impressed that you're actually here for this because we're just shitting on you right now.
Nah, look. there is so many interesting parts, but I just think the Korean War is not one of the best. So let's just skip. Let's skip
it up. No. I can't do that. Too long.
There is pretty much only one thing that I will talk about with the Korean War, because this is actually really important to the story of North Korea in total. And I actually listened, funnily enough, to the Korean podcast again.
Were you just as bored as it?
That's why I know I've done it once. But I listened to it because I needed to know how much you talk about this, and you actually talk about it for about a sentence or two.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I was quite happy about, because I was like, okay, cool. Then I can talk about it myself. But essentially, America's bombing campaign, which you remember we're talking about, was essentially this. It was ridiculous how much they were able to get done. They basically
devastated the entire
country. So I've got some stats basically. During the Korean War, America bombed the fuck out of North Korea. So much so, it is estimated between 80 to 85% of all the buildings in North Korea were rubble. It cannot be understated. If 4 out of every 5 buildings are destroyed, and 1 out of every 10 North Koreans were killed, and that's not like soldiers, that's any North Korean, 1 in 10 were killed from that bombing campaign. It can't be overstated just how important that is to understanding the sentiment between North Korea and the West, and especially the USA. Like, communist ideology and the way that these two countries interact, their ideological differences, pure differences, are something, and they are a reason that America and North Korea don't get along. But make no mistake, it is the bombing campaign and the complete unnecessary destruction in a way, destruction of an entire country that has garnered this complete hate of America as the pure and total enemy that needs to be annihilated in North Korea's eyes. The trauma from that, the generational trauma from that, is what plays more of, and obviously the propaganda, but that plays more of a part of the sentiment than many other things we might expect.
You'd have thought by now the Americans would learn not to like completely bomb something to oblivion when they're having a war there. Like, they've done it in so many fucking places, and they keep doing it. They did it in like Iraq, Afghanistan. They did it in Vietnam. They did it in a shit ton of South American states where they were
they gotta do everything
insurrections there and stuff like that. And they're just like, everywhere fucking hates them. We have a lot of American listeners.
It's a bit tongue in cheek for you to be ranting about that, though, considering like the majority of the world have Independence Days celebrated against us. It's a bit kettle pot black type bullshit. If you're going like, everyone hates America because they bomb everyone. It's like, yeah, we drew lines on a map about 150 years ago, and
hundreds of years ago. Like,
so
no, it's not relevant today. It's not relevant
Hey,
today.
those lines
it's not relevant.
Genuinely, any conflict that happens,
every country,
I'll get a notification. I'll get a notification on my phone, and it'll be some conflict in like India, Pakistan, and they'll be like, so why do they hate each other? It's like, well, funnily enough, the British drew a line on a map, and it made no fucking sense.
Fucking world,
every time.
The fucking world throws a tantrum. You know, when they have a little fucking fight, a little dispute about land, they always go, "Oh, it was the Brits. It was the Brits." I'm sick of you dragging our name through the dirt.
It was us.
Yeah, technically, it was us.
It was.
But at the same time, we don't need to be reminded of it. It was hundreds of the choices you made back then should have more influence now.
So the Americans, do you think they should be treated the same with North Korea?
That was like 20 years ago. Ours was hundreds.
No, North Korea, the bombing campaign was in the 50s.
Yeah, well, regardless, Vietnam was in 70s.
Yeah.
Why are you coming at me?
Vietnam is 70s. That's 50 years ago.
Iraq in the 90s.
That's 50 years ago. So should the Vietnamese...
Iraq in the 90s, Afghanistan in the noughties, Iraq again in the noughties.
I'm talking about the ones that are further back. North Korea, Vietnam. Should they be...
Japan?
Japan. Should they be able, to be fair, I think that the East are very good at not holding grudges in that sense. North Korea.
Famously.
But like Vietnam and Japan, like, you know, they don't seem to treat America in anywhere near as amount of animosity as they could, considering, you know, they got atomic bombs dropped on them and napalm killing entire villages. Yeah, they actually have a pretty cordial relationship.
That's pretty much a situation like Stockholm syndrome. It's like you've got this big fucking guy who's holding a baseball bat over your head. You're like, okay, well, we like you. We like you very much.
Maybe. I don't know. God, this podcast is unhinged. We barely started. And
the funny thing is, because of the title, no one's going to listen to this episode.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We can say whatever we want. No one's listening.
Let's go all out.
No, please, don't go all out. So, unsurprisingly, once the Korean War is ended, and there we go, the Korean War's ended. So now we can.
I'm so glad we got past it for a second.
Go past your own podcast episode with that. The next years of North Korea is all about rebuilding the nation. This is a huge undertaking, but it's also an opportunity because when the country is so destroyed at its own, at its last embers, essentially. You've kind of got a free canvas to play with. So,
What do you mean? There's so much rubble we could. It's like fucking city skylines. You could just rebuild it how you want.
Yeah. Why are you laughing at that? That's pretty much exactly it.
It's so clapped. That's such a bad take.
What are you talking about? Sorry.
Thank God that millions of people have died and our entire country is burnt to the ground.
You're getting what I'm saying mixed up.
That's what you're saying.
I'm not saying it is a good way. I'm saying from Kim's point of view, he now has the opportunity to meld this country into whatever communist utopia, dictatorship, So, they have to have certain buildings that are within length of, monuments of the supreme leader and stuff. And, you have to hang things up that, commemorate to your supreme leader and stuff. All that stuff you can implement way easier when the entire country is flat, essentially. That's my point. I'm not fucking saying that it's great, for goodness sake. Poor take my arse. You know how many fucking words of research this is? Do you want to do it? Do you want to do it?
I'll take it.
You don't touch this.
I love Big Korea. Go on.
One of the first things Zach ever told me when we first met was that he loved South Korea and he really wanted to go there and spend some time there. What happened to that?
That's actually really deep.
Well,
yeah, I had ambitions after university to go teach in China and South Korea.
That'd be so much fun.
Yeah, but money is a thing, and I'm not wealthy, so
you can make it happen though.
Yeah, probably, but now I'm in a long-term relationship.
Yeah, now it's less likely.
I've got a flat, and I should have really jumped all in.
Yeah, you could have done it.
But then I probably would end up breaking up with Carrie, and that's like...
Well, no, she could have come as well.
No, she wasn't coming.
But she loves K-pop.
Yeah, now.
At the time, yeah,
K-pop's not really been a thing for the last 6-7 years.
Yeah, and and Kim Jong-Il, I saw this when I was researching. He describes it as like a pure evil. It's like K-pop is like
Blackpink are the devil incarnate.
Genuinely the devil incarnate. Because I guess in a way it makes sense because it's not the K-pop itself. It's more that he considers it like the Western bastardization of music and all that bullshit, basically. So yeah, so essentially because of the fact that the country is nothing, he is able to build it from the ground up in any way he works. So he pushes communist ideology heavy, right?
This is Kim Il-sung.
Yes, no one else.
So right now we're in the 1950s.
It's still, yeah.
And it's Kim Il-sung after the Korean War.
The Korean War's just ended. I think, I don't actually know the date. Early 50s.
1953.
Yeah. And
I know because I did an episode.
No, I know. We all know. You keep mentioning it. So basically, the rest of the 1950s is him completely rebuilding the country. And he basically purges all his enemies, which is classic. In fact, the way he does it, classic dictator, the way he does it is by blaming them for the war, even though it was his idea. Yeah, it was totally Kim's idea. But he's just like, well, the reason this war happened and the reason it was so bad was because of these guys, not because of me.
That's such fucking great aura. It just really is.
It's scummy, that's what it is.
I did start this thing, but I'm pretty sure it was their fault.
He also boosted the economy through the help of the Soviets and the Chinese. He shoved tons of money into the military and defense. And he did the classic dictator thing of replacing all your cabinet and senior positions with people that are loyal to you and to the cause. The most important thing, Kim Il-sung implemented Juche. Do you know what Juche is?
Is that Juchae?
Close. Juche.
No, what is Juche?
Well, you speak Korean. What does it mean?
I don't speak Korean.
Oh, sorry. I thought you spoke Korean for a second there.
So, what the fuck?
So Juche is such a fascinating concept, right? Because essentially, it's complete self-reliance. That means all food made by ourselves, all tech made by ourselves, all industry made by ourselves. Kids in school are taught complete Juche ideology and are kept far away from any teachings that could be anything different. Now that's a classic, Soviet thing where they don't want you to know anything that isn't communism. But this is like another level, essentially. Like to hammer the point home, they describe South Korea as a puppet regime. The opposite. They're not self-reliant. If anything, they are a poor, starved nation that the Americans are controlling, and the poor South Koreans can't get out of this horrible predicament they're in, and we should save them from that predicament because we are the best, we're the center of the world, we are the best place in the world. Everyone else respects us and loves us and thinks we're brilliant because we know what we're doing. Sadly, the scummy West and the scummy Americans have to ruin everything for us. And the worst example of that is what they're doing in South Korea because they are tormenting those poor South Koreans.
Too right.
They are the opposite of self-reliance. They are relied.
Yeah, that's the issue right now, the world. Okay, I'm just gonna go back to this for a second. We're all so fucking dependent on the Americans, the goddamn Americans who run the world, who run the economy, who run the banks. If they go, everyone's fucked. You know, give me some Juche in Britain. That's what I want. You know, I want a bit of a Juche society everywhere.
I'm not with you yet, but give me a few more of these gin, lemon, and koji crate soda cocktails. And maybe I'll start listening to what you're saying, big dog.
Oh, my vodka raspberry yuzu. It's almost finished, actually.
It's actually really good for me, for my hangover. I'm quite hungover. So
second time I said that.
Just they need to know. Not only is Juche about self-sufficiency, this is where it kind of branches off into different things. It's also about North Korea being God's gift, right? It's like if we're the center of the world, then everyone should bow down to us, and especially the leader. North Korea is God's gift to the world. It is the key, right? It is the true paradise. This is the golden ticket, right? Nationalism is demanded. If you are not a patriot, you are a capitalist Western spy. There's no in between. That's pretty much exactly how it is.
A class enemy.
Because it is unfeasible not to be passionately for the country, the center of the world, North Korea, you will be considered a traitor, essentially. Okay. Treason. Now,
so if you're not fervently Jucheing in every aspect of your life.
you have to Juche. And if patriotism...
How do you practice Juche?
By being a loyal citizen to not
just... What does that mean, though?
Thank God you asked. So, if patriotism to the country is literally demanded of every citizen, then what is the next step in the dictator handbook, Zach?
Military service.
That's more practical.
No,
I'm thinking more psychological.
Oh, right. Reporting on your neighbours. Encouraging other people to also be patriotic.
All good answers, and I guess none of it's wrong. What I was more looking for is you solidify your regime if you tie yourself to the country. So you make yourself...
That wasn't clear from the question you asked.
It is. I'm saying if patriotism is demanded of every citizen, then what should a dictator do next? If to love the country is vital for the citizen, then what do you do next as a dictator? You tie yourself to it.
The god
so instead of saying North Korea is the best, you say North Korea is the best, and also the Kim family are descended from God to bring North Korea. That's why North Korea is the best. That's the dictator play.
Cult of personality.
It's a cult of personality. And this is why I think North Korea is so interesting to everyone, is the fact that North Korea is unlike pretty much any other dictatorship in the sense that it has arguably the most ridiculously powerful and impressive cult of personality anywhere. Even the biggest dictatorships, biggest cult of personalities, which include Stalin and Hitler and, Lenin, they all died down eventually, or something happened that meant that they were like, imagine Stalin had complete control of the Soviet Union for 20 years, revered, people cried when he died. 5 years later, or not even 5, was it Khrushchev who said, by the way, guys, I'm just letting you guys know Stalin was like awful.
Yeah,
like
but
he fucked the country
that's the point, right? In Soviet Russia, when they have this dictatorship, there's no handing down a dynasty or a bloodline to the next. Whereas in Korea, in North Korea, you have the Kim family dynasty as the ruling elite. So there's going to be no Kim Il Sung-ification. There'll be no de-Stalinization after this, because you need to keep the family name intact to be able to have the strong, reputable dictatorship.
Exactly, and
so it never will crumble.
In theory, it could easily. There are many times it almost does. But
Kim Jong-Il doesn't have a kid.
But not just that. There could be infighting. Yeah, he does. There could be infighting. There could be many things. It gets so bad that there's a revolution, similar to the Tsars of Russia. So there's many ways. There's many ways it could happen. But the point that I'm making is that these kind of cult of personality leaders, there were tons of them in the early 20th century, and most of them died out.
Tony Blair.
Most of them died out. And yet this one persevered, and it's kind of like looking at North Korea. It's kind of like looking at a relic of the past. That's why it's such a weird country.
Yeah, you're right.
That you're looking at a country that essentially is. It would make way more sense in 1930. If you looked at North Korea in 1930, you'd be like, these guys are pretty fucked up, but
checks out.
Many countries are fucked up.
Silent times.
But in today's world, you look at North Korea and you just be like, what the fuck, dude? This place is hella weird. Every dictator does things to make them be dictators and cults, and everyone thinks they're sick. But Kim Il-sung takes it to another level. Right? So here are some of the things that you can't do in North Korea. You can't wrap things in a newspaper that includes his name. If Kim Il Sung's name is
Where
in
you
the
gonna do
newspaper,
fish
which you
and chips?
imagine in a newspaper, your supreme leader will probably feature it at some point.
Yeah.
You can't wrap anything in it because the name's so sacred. You can't put any. You can't roll it up and swat things with it. That's disrespectful to the leader.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Where would you put fish and chips in it?
Well, they don't have fish and chips for precisely that reason.
You can't put it in
You can't put it in newspaper. You can't. Here's another one. You can't print out a photo of the leader on poor quality paper. So
Nice.
it has to be sick. It has to be HD.
That sounds good.
Did you know, Zach, that in every house in North Korea, there must be 2 portraits displayed at all times of Kim Il Sung and Kim Jong-Il's faces? Every single building. And there are inspectors that come to the people's homes to check that they are up there. Not only that, but the 2 portraits must be prominent in the living room. Has to be the living room. Has to be in a prominent wall. Has to be one of the big walls that, like, where it makes sense for it to be. And it has to be
behind the settee.
And exactly. And it has to be really higher up, so high up that no one can stand above it. That's the rule. And this is the funniest part too. The 2 portraits must be kept clean at all times, right? A layer of dust is punishable with a fine, and the size of the fine is dependent on how thick the layer of dust is.
So the inspector comes and give it like a big swipe with their finger.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, that's at least 20K.
That's pretty bad.
That's I'll take the car. That's that bad."
The car. Take your car.
So this was in the news a few years ago. Apparently, a North Korean mother was facing. I don't know if it's happened. We don't know what's happened to her. Was facing a prison sentence because when her house started burning down, she chose grabbing her children and saving their lives rather than saving those 2 photographs, and she got in trouble with the law over it.
What's the fine?
Well, no, there's no. The dust is irrelevant. There's no fine for that. She's getting prison time.
Oh, she got prison time.
Well, we don't know because that apparently she was facing prison time when the news broke, but we have no idea what happened.
Oh, she's
that's what I
gone.
mean.
She's dead.
She's now a traitor to the state for disrespecting the supreme leaders, and she's now either in a gulag or dead. And that is, as much as we like to have a laugh and a joke, at the end of the day, this is really fucked up. Like, this is like cult personality, narcissistic, dictatorial bullshit is really horrible for the everyday citizen.
Yeah, but
really horrible.
It's not Kim's fault that she's not listening to the rules.
It's not Kim's fault that she's disrespected.
She's fucking disrespected him. She needs to put some respect on his name.
Yeah,
fuck those kids off.
It's not even Kim because this is a few years ago, right? And both those leaders are dead. So what are they gonna do?
Tarnishing their beautiful family name.
Well, that's apparently so.
We're doing Kim Jong-Un dirty here, and
I'm not. I will later.
They demand respect, and they should receive it.
Oh, mate, the respect you're going to give to Kim Jong-Il later.
Fucking woman.
Excuse me.
needs to
I felt
remember
charged.
next time.
That felt really charged.
That goddamn woman needs to remember next time to not save her kids and save the Kims.
Yeah.
Kims is just kids with one changed letter.
Kims, not kids. That should be their tagline.
Yeah, exactly.
Kims, not kids. That's so fucked up. She's probably dead.
Yeah, that's pretty shit.
So let's get back on track, and because that's what we love to do here. As the country slowly rebuilds, the North Korean propaganda line is the nation flourished. The reality was classic dictator stuff: famines and oppression.
Oh, okay. I thought you said it did really well though.
Before the war.
Oh, 1945, 1950.
That was pure communism.
Oh, really?
That was when it wasn't fucked up by his cult of personality and his oppression and his enemies.
So that was a true communist utopia
for a few years. I mean, true. I don't know. I don't know
how.
I don't know. There was probably still a little bit of oppression and purging, but in comparison to this,
just a tiny bit.
Smidge. But in comparison,
slice of oppression.
But in comparison, I think the 50s after the Korean War
he's just gone nuts. Like fully crazy.
Well, he's just doing what they all do basically. The classic line. But famines are rife in the 1950s for Korea and North Korea.
What's the cause of the famine?
Not caring about their citizens, essentially. I don't actually have written. I do talk about the other famine more, but in this famine, it's essentially just there's not much money. They're rebuilding. They're plugging money into the military because they got to prepare in case America decides to invade or whatever.
Which is a possibility.
So he completely forgoes the citizens, and in the process, the country's fucked. So in the 1950s and into the 1960s, while the country pretends that they are thriving, they are massively behind the economy of the South. The average North Korean is extremely poor, and many are malnourished. In fact, I'll rephrase what I said slightly. It's not that they are massively behind the South. I don't actually think they are that far behind the South. It's more that they pretend as if they are so much ahead of the South. The South Korea is considered like a complete, hell on earth. It's nothing, a wasteland, nothing there. And in reality, that's North Korea, but they're describing the South, but it's actually the North. On top of this, North Korea has implemented a class system based on loyalty. The more
I've seen this. Yeah.
This is really interesting. So
you're born in. So can I just quickly guess?
Go. Well, you can have a guess.
I think you're born into like a group, right? And you can only you can jump up and down the groups if you're like really loyal to the state or something.
Yeah.
But essentially, there is like the elites,
This class system has nothing to do with like actual class. It's to do with pure loyalty.
Yeah, and it's like the top of it's like the inner circle. It's like the common core.
You're close. It's three groups, right? It's the group of loyal, the ones that we trust, and you usually get put into that immediately if you are
benefits
family
and stuff like that,
or if you're family of someone that's doing well in North Korea, they presume you're loyal. They're that type of stuff. And then there's the ones in the middle that are kind of in to and fro, not sure how disagree with some things but don't really voice them type stuff. And then you've got the ones that are like usually quite disloyal, the ones that question the state. And they implement this 3-tier system. And there is coming and going, right? So there is this kind of they want you to climb the ladder, as it were. But the ladder isn't based on any type of economics. It's pure loyalty.
It's bullshit.
But you get more economic benefit if you are more loyal.
Yeah.
So this is really interesting. So imagine the average North Korean is extremely poor. Many are malnourished, and then the more loyal you are, the better your chances, right? So you'll get a better chance at a better marriage. You get more food to eat, more opportunity.
So what do you mean a better chance at a better marriage?
It's not like arranged marriage. It's not like that. But what I mean is that you are treated better in society, meaning that you will get a better wife in society. It's like if you're loyal, then you will get they'll put you into a class that has a bunch of loyal ladies that are all like loyal and are also well fed and also have good opportunities at work.
They're not dying of
they're not
starvation.
dying peasants because they are considered disloyal.
So if you're loyal to the regime, you get a fit wife.
Yeah, well, pretty much exactly that. They're like, hey, come look. If you say you like the Kim family, look at this baddie we got over here, man. Come on,
big baddie gal.
This Korean baddie right here for you, mate. That's genuinely what it is. It's bizarre, and so yeah,
it's like Family Fortune, and then like it's like a spin the wheel, and one's like a skinny, malnourished lady, that one's like a well-fed, big batty woman.
Big batty woman.
Just for the ladies that are listening, I'm just joking.
Yeah, 1 in 20 of our audience are ladies.
Oh really? Yeah,
5%.
Checks out that
5%.
only really 1 in 20.
Yeah, 1 in 20, 5%.
That's so low.
It is really low.
You should 20% or 1 in 20.
And like we both have girlfriends, so that counts for 2 of them. And my mum. That's like it's like half our audience, our female audience. And I don't think Gags listens.
Yeah, I don't think that all there is to being a great candidate for being a wife is being a big batty gal.
No, I think you were being tongue in cheek, and I think we could all see that, couldn't we?
Gary is a big back.
Whoa, no, that's
just joking. Joking.
So the final thing that they get is better healthcare as well. So if you're loyal, then you get lovely healthcare, compared to if you get you get cut, work in the factory. But you're just you 20 years ago you said that you disliked one of their policies, and now you can't get it. You
got one arm.
That's gone. It's like that's how fucked it is, basically.
I don't know why I'm laughing. It's so horrible.
It's horrible. Well, but we haven't even talked about the punishment, right? So if you are disloyal, and it doesn't even need to be disloyalty. It's if you're even accused of being disloyal, that's enough. If someone says, I think that guy's an American spy, or I think he doesn't like the Kim family.
There must be a bit of that for like promotions, the workplace.
Yeah, then
someone's fucking your wife.
Well, yeah, you know what happens? You'll get sent to the North Korean gulag.
Oh really?
Yeah, they basically have
the
their
disloyal
own...
go to the gulag.
Well, not any disloyal. If you're in that last
special
disloyal section, then they don't trust you, and they'll keep tabs on you, and they'll watch you. Basically, apparently, I don't know if this is digitized now, considering it's 2025, but since they implemented this system, they have these huge rooms in Pyongyang just full of every person's files. How loyal are they? Pretty much, literally, just a list of all the things that are they loyal or not, and you'll go in, they go, Kim, there he is, yep. He said that in 1962. Oh, no, this guy doesn't deserve a promotion. It's like that type of shit.
It's funny, isn't it, that this is something that Black Mirror probably would have done an episode on, and you say that, but then it's actually like a real thing. Like,
it's absolutely bizarre.
And also, to what extent does this exist in Western cultures? To what extent do you think there are big rooms of files in the UK of people? Well, specifically, there will
there's definitely files.
Yeah,
they know the government. Every government keeps tabs on their citizens.
Do you reckon the government have files on us?
Yeah, absolutely.
You think?
Yeah.
What do you think's in it?
What do you think's in it?
Yeah.
I think you're a nonce.
Bit my tongue.
I think it's got suspected nonce for you. It's like once was on a BBC show, has a podcast, and is a suspected paedophile. And other than that, I don't know. That's
cool.
my guess.
Cool. That's,
anyway,
that was pretty horrible.
Back to the North Korean gulags.
Fucking prick. Just filthy, rude boy.
Sorry, man. It's nothing like being called a paedophile by your podcast partner. Yeah, so essentially, if you are disloyal, you will be sent to the gulag. It is essentially labour camps, right? Many don't ever return if you're sent there.
Just Jeremy Corbyn's running
Many
around.
prisoners, and this is something I'd noticed that was interesting, many prisoners are mutilated.
Really?
In North Korean gulags, yeah.
Genital mutilation.
Human rights are not a thing in North Korean prisons because inmates are not considered human. That is the rule in North Korea.
Yeah,
inmates aren't.
They're disloyal dogs.
Yeah, well, pretty much. If you're disloyal to the regime, then you must be
spade them
scum.
like dogs.
Yeah. So mutilation. But even dog, you don't mutilate a dog though. That's it's worse than dogs. That's how bad it is.
Jesus.
Yeah, like I say, you don't even need to be committed of a crime. If you give any inkling that you don't like something about socialism and someone rats you out for it, then you could be sent there and never return.
God, I'd be so cooked, wouldn't I?
Yeah, oh mate, you'd be gone. You'd be so gone.
You'd rat me out the next week. Bring Jack and Kieran in.
I'm already texting. I'm texting them right now. Kim. So, for example, that poor lady that saved her kids instead of saving those photographs only a few years ago. You know, for a crime as bad as that, she's likely in one of those gulags and possibly being mutilated, possibly never returning. These are the kind of conditions. Why are you smiling? I actually can't believe this. This is like one of the most darkest things I've just talked about in this podcast. And this guy smirks.
It's sweet. You looked me in the eye and goes, she's possibly getting mutilated.
Yeah, you're right. I probably would have laughed at that myself.
Right, sorry. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good.
That ain't right.
No,
I can't believe you smoked.
Yeah, but now look at what's cracking up here.
No, that's just wrong, and it's not okay. So these are the kind of conditions that are a problem in Kim's North Korea.
Yeah, among the many others.
Among the many others. So the 1960s begin, and North Korea is a little sneaky. It starts trading with the West because its own industry equipment is so shit.
Very good.
It's like they've been building their own equipment for so long, and they're so massively behind the rest of the world. They're like, oh, this is just worthless. Let's do it. So the West are like, fuck yes, here we go. Finally, North Korea's back. We can bring him into the fold. But then soon enough, they realise that North Korea has no money, so they're not planning on paying for any of this equipment. They've just been leasing it for nothing.
Nice.
And so they're like, oh,
that's good vibes. I think more countries should do that.
Yeah, just pretend they have money. And just
we're open for business.
Oh, sorry.
We lied.
Forgot we didn't have any money. So the next thing that I'm going to be talking about is a story about how the North Koreans and Kim Il-sung tried to assassinate the South Korean president in South Korea. And it's a really interesting story. But I'm afraid you're going to have to wait until next week for that because that will be part 2 of our podcast.
You left them hanging, Joe.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I would never do that to you guys.
He's done it several times.
I do it every episode. I do it every time. I do it too much.
So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I hope, this is a proper deep dive into how crazy a country is and how there's nowhere else like this. No other country is like this. I mean, there's many countries that have its own faults. But this is a special case.
Yeah, I think the reason why I find it funny is because, like,
bizarre.
It sounds like it should not be real.
Yeah.
But, like, you can't wrap your head around it. It's so surreal, but yet it's right there.
Yeah,
like, it's right there.
And it's going to stay there.
Yeah.
It's been there for longer than many other countries.
Maybe the best way is just laughing through the horror. Maybe that's
what we've been doing so far. Hopefully we don't get cancelled for it.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Thank you very much anyway.
Yeah, thanks, Craig.
This will be the last time you see us.
Well, no, that's part 2 to come. Then we'll get cancelled.
We thought part 1 was bad. Part 2's a whole lot worse.
Yeah, cheers guys, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Thanks a lot. Bye.